Hello there, YouTubers. This is Aubrey back with you once again here at Aubrey S 1987. And unfortunately, I have some sad news to share with you all. As many of you out there have heard by now, yesterday we have lost a true entertainment icon, and that is none other than legendary game show host Bob Barker, who has hosted various television programs such as Truth or Consequences, but is always best known for hosting The Price is Right from 1972 until he retired in 2007. Yesterday morning, he passed away at the age of 99 from natural causes. And I know the day that Barker passed away was the day everybody was dreading the most, as they were hoping it wouldn't happen until after he reached his 100th birthday, in which he would have been 100 on December 12th, but unfortunately he did not get to live to see that age. But at least we know at least we all know that he lived a long life, and that he was definitely one of the greatest game show hosts who ever lived, if not the greatest. And I remember growing up watching Price is Right myself, although I will admit I didn't watch The Price is Right as much as I watched Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, but I was able to catch a few episodes here and there. I mostly watched it at my grandparents' house whenever I visit their houses. But there were times where I would watch it during my junior high and high school years, particularly my senior year of high school, in which I would set my DVR for The Price is Right, and I would watch the episodes whenever I would come home from school. But I'm also fortunate to be able to watch a lot of classic episodes on YouTube that are up there. So that's one way to help me have Bob Barker live on in my memory forever. Sorry. And I know one of the reasons for Bob's longevity is that he was a vegetarian, in which he became a vegetarian in the late 70s or early 80s. And because, he would sign off on a show saying, help control the pet population, have your pet spayed or neutered. And Bob was an animal lover, of course. And from what I understand, he was truly a gentleman. And according to former Price is Right producer Roger Dobkowitz, what was Bob Barker like in real life? He would say the same thing. He would say, what you see on TV is what you get. And I know my heart and prayers go out to Roger Dobkowitz and his family, because I know Roger worked with Bob for many years, not just on Price is Right, but whenever Bob was a panelist on Match Game, Dobkowitz worked on that show too. And also, I come from a generation where when you were in school, but if you were sick and you had to stay home from school, how would you spend your morning? You would spend it watching The Price is Right, and you'd spend it with Bob Barker. I admit, whenever I was sick from school, I would do that a few times as well. I'd watch The Price is Right. And for me personally, a lot of people know this, but some don't know this, that this past week I was actually starting on my 100th birthday special for Bob Barker, in which it would consist of some Price is Right games as well as a lot of other games that I've been doing for my specials recently. And it was going to air on December 12th, but now unfortunately it looks like I won't be able to finish that special. But I may do a special Price is Right game in his memory sometime soon. I just don't know when yet. But I will say that Bob will definitely be missed, but his spirit will live on forever. I also know, based on what I read on Randy West's Facebook page, that Bob had been in declining health for the past several years, and he's had some problems as well. He tripped and fell a few years ago. He had severe back pains back in 2018. And then before that, he suffered a couple of falls in his home. But, he was also up there in age, where his mind and his body were having a toll being taken on him because he was up there in age. And then yesterday, when I was at work, I received a lot of messages on my Facebook Messenger as well as some calls, including some from Sydney Cepha, Rob Strickland, Patrick Butler, Mark Leota, and Alex Miller. And when I saw all these calls and messages, I'm thinking to myself, what's going on? And so I decided to check my Facebook real quick, and then I see all these posts that Bob Barker has passed away. In which I was kind of in a state of shock for a little bit, because I thought he was going to make it to its 100th birthday, just like I thought Betty White would make it to her 100th birthday, but unfortunately neither one happened. And then I looked online, and I read reports about the death of Bob Barker, and I wanted to find out what the cause was, and I found out that it was natural causes, so it was old age. But at least if Bob had to pass away, at least it was the right way. He passed away peacefully in his sleep Saturday morning on August the 26th, which was yesterday. So to everybody out there who knew Bob personally and had the chance to work with him or meet him, my heart and prayers go out to all of you. And especially my heart and prayers go out to Bob Barker himself. I know he's up there in heaven reunited with Rod Roddy as well as Johnny Olson and his wife, Dorothy Jo, who he lost back in 1981 to lung cancer. So I hope they're having a happy, heavenly reunion together. Yeah, I admit, when it comes to doing these kind of videos, I'm not the greatest at it. Because, when I do these videos, they're not scripted. I don't have a script or anything in front of me. But yeah, as for the 100th birthday special, it looks like, unfortunately, I will not be able to complete it. But I will do some special Price is Right games in Bob's memory. Those will be coming very soon. I just do not have the exact days or times of when I will do it yet. But as I get ready to wrap up this video, I will say, Bob, thank you so much for all these years of entertaining us in our homes, and just for being you, being one of the greatest of all time. You may be gone from this earth, but forgotten you never will be. May you rest in peace. Right now, before I end this video, let's take a moment of silence to remember Bob Barker. Join me, please. Thank you. I'll go ahead and wrap it up for this video. And I will see you for my next video coming very soon. Catch you later, everybody.